Alright, hi guys. I'm gonna start on my dailies. Wow. Guess I shouldn't be surprised it's a weekend, but that's very fast to get a match. So, took the night off. Needed it. Been feeling drained, moody because, well, it's my time of the month. And just feeling depleted of energy, if I could talk. Depleted of energy. And so, yeah, sometimes you just need that extra little bit of rest. And so I said, I think it's good if, I take the night off, get some sleep. It's glitched out. So, Shade is here and Llama's here, but Swirly is way back, doing God knows what. Doing AFK, alright.
been revealed. Please verify the data.
And I hate being a cunt, but I'm gonna be a cunt. Of course, it's an Xbox player. Not surprised. Mind you, I have Xbox too, so I've played with Xbox players. And that's why I have my prejudice against Xbox players. That they're stoners and lazy folks. Hey, babe. Just was playing with somebody that was fully AFK the entire mission. I sent in a report. That ain't gonna fly with me. Nor should it fly with anybody else they have to encounter. And I mean, it's there in the report feature, like, you know, for reporting people, so people should know it's wrong and that you can get in shit for it. So it's like if you're not gonna play the mission, why the fuck are you on the game? You know, if you're not gonna do your part, there's no excuse. You can shoot your gun, you can use your skills, you know, even if it's minimal, at least you're putting out some damage, because what they do, or so I've heard, is when they get one of those AFK reports, they're able to go back and see how much damage the person put in over a period of time. They know, like, the typical damage that, you know, one is able to do within a mission in a group of 4, like a certain threshold for damage. And if they don't see, like, enough being done, they know that the person's been AFK. And I think there's other ways they can tell as well. But I think damage numbers is one way. So, yeah, it's kind of sad. But I fully expect in a few days' time, if that person keeps playing that way and more reports go in on them, that I'll be getting a message to my mailbox saying that they've dealt with that Descendant. Alright. Public operation, let's go. Let's hope we have more decent folks that actually want to play the game so we can have fun together. It's like, at that point, I'm better off queuing in solo, you know what I mean? If people aren't gonna do their job, which I can do, it's just more fun playing with folks.
This is HQ. Troops are on the ground. Transport is en route to standby position. Best of luck, Descendants.
Oh, I got a bunch of candy, babe. Well, 3 different types of bags of candy to try. So, like, my favorite gummy bears or whatever are made by Haribo, if I'm pronouncing it right. And I found out my 7-Eleven had different bags of, like, Haribo candy that I never tried. So I got 3 different ones. Right now what I'm eating are called Twin Snakes.
Large-scale focus transfer confirmed. Descendant, stop the enemy troop.
So it's like one sweet, one sour snake. And they're like attached. That's why they call them twin. I think you would like these because I know you like sour stuff. Yeah, like a temporary suspension, you know, for AFK players. I get that, and I agree with that. But if they're a repeat offender that they constantly do it, even after they've been temporarily suspended, then it should be a permanent ban. I think that's fair. Because unless you're loading in with people that you know that are going to fully carry you through missions and don't care if you're not doing enough damage, why should everybody else have to, you know, do it? You know, it's different if you load in with friends and your friends go, hey, or people you know, hey, I'll carry you. You know? But I play because I have fun with playing with people at times. Even though I could fully do it on my own. Plus, I'm helping the community out by, you know, helping other people, which you know I love to try to do. So... like, you know, if we help one another out, it's gonna make the community be stronger. New folks will get the help they need so that they can have fully built characters, and, you know, we're just helping each other. So... I do. I love... Let me put it in a correct way. I love helping, but I hate being taken advantage of. You know? So I like helping to a point. I'll put it that way. And I think that's fair. But yeah, I agree. A temp ban, unless you're a repeat offender, then it's a permanent ban. Kind of just like a little smack on the hand or smack on the butt, you know? Saying, don't do it again.
Sound actual. Reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the operation zone. All units, please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
Same thing with cheaters on,
Large-scale voltage
I don't know how they really
transfer.
handle it, but
Descendant.
I'd have to ask Ron again.
Enemy troop
But,
deployment.
same thing with, like, cheaters on COD. You know? They do it one time, you give them a warning, and, you know, if they do it a second time, then it's a permanent ban. Same thing with voice chat. You know, they go around calling people, you know, whores and fat shaming and, you know, whatever, like that one guy. Don't have him permanently kicked off, even though I wish he was permanently kicked off. Give him a warning, and if he does it again, then he's gone.
Descendant, prime the detonator with your arcade. Then activate the remote detonation device.
But see, like when I'm throwing out my skills, you see that orange damage numbers, or white sometimes damage numbers? That's the kind of stuff they pay attention to know if somebody's AFK. So if they see, like, you know, even white damage numbers, because, like, orange is better. The best is, I think, gold. But you can get white damage numbers too. Like, yeah, you saw a little bit of white damage numbers there. At least it shows like there's damage being put out, you know. It's kind of interesting. I mean, people might hate me for saying this, but if they had like cleanup crews for games, I would, you know, and they would actually pay people too, I'd fucking do it, man. You know, detecting cheaters, trying to get rid of cheaters, you know.
Great workout.
And if they paid me for it, hell yeah, I'd do it. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I think they should do something like that, honest to God. Like, especially the bigger companies like COD, or if they can't pay people, like, do like some sort of incentive, like, we'll give you a discount off the next Call of Duty, or off of the Battle Pass, or off of, COD points, or whatever. Join our cleanup crew. You know what I mean? And then people would be scared knowing that there's more people out there that are, getting paid to be kind of, in a way, a snitch, right? And so maybe people would start to behave knowing that there's more people that are gonna guarantee report people that they suspect. I think it'd be a win-win, to be honest. So my twin snake candies, which I'll send you a picture of here in a second, babe. One side sweet, one side sour. They're two snakes that are attached in the center. So the flavors are cherry and orange is one. That's a purple and orange snake. The other one is a blue and red snake, which is blueberry and black currant, I think it says. Yeah. Sorry, I was kind of sitting in dark lighting. I just had to put on my light. And then the other one's a green and yellow snake, which is apple and lemon. Yeah, these are good. And they would be the perfect gift for you because you are a snake in the Chinese zodiac. Give me a second. Alright. So those are the candies I got. I just sent it through to your Discord. You'll look now? Okay. Of course, all of them say high in sugar, but I mean, fuck, it's candy. What do you expect? All candy's high in sugar. But yeah, Harborough are my favorite candies. Some of my favorite, anyways. And of course, I love Japanese candies. We used to have like a store here in our mall downtown called Jackson Square that had like this little like Asian kind of store, and I'm gonna say it was a Japanese store, and they would make what was it again? Was it sticky buns or something? I'd have to ask my mom, but it was like these buns and they were filled with meat, and they'd make it on the spot, and they were so good. And they also had like a bunch of Japanese candy and snacks like throughout the store. And so I'd go there every once in a while and get some Japanese candy, and it was fantastic compared to the shit we get here. Those look amazing, yeah. My favorite out of all three are the twin snakes. The Picoballa ones, they're like, they'd be my least favorite. The Zing ones are okay. They taste tropical. I thought they'd be super sour. They're not even sour. They taste tropical. The most sour out of all of them are the twin snakes. But anyway, I love me some good candy. I'm a kid at heart. Video games and candy. You can tell I'm a child at my heart, in my core. Probably if I had kids, I'd be sitting around playing video games with them. Like, I'd probably be a bad parent. Sitting around playing video games with them and eating candy with them, sharing candy. Let me see. Need to get you some Australian candy. You'd like some of the stuff we have here. Yeah, you should get me some names of the stuff, and maybe I can see if I can get some of it. I mean, hell, I love Tim Tams. You know that. Tim Tam Slams. And like I said to you the other night on Instagram, I got a text from my neighbor. I didn't know that she knew my Instagram. But I guess she got it somehow through Facebook. Because you know how it recommends, because Instagram and Facebook are tied together. So she must have saw my profile. And anyway, yeah, she sent me like a reel or whatever from Instagram. And it was of a guy loading up a Tim Tam onto like, you know when you roast marshmallows, the metal, I don't know what they call it. I'll just say metal spear, metal stick, or whatever. Yeah, so loading it onto that, dipping it into a container. It's like a circular container of marshmallow like dip or whatever. Dipping it into that, and then putting it over the fire, the bonfire. I'm like, oh my god. It looked amazing. I would totally try that. My mom said when, and this is a really cool thing, I would love to do this too. My mom said that when she was dating my dad, one of their dates, I guess, was like they went camping together. And one night they were sitting around the bonfire and they had got some chicken wings from somewhere. Like they drove and got some chicken wings and brought them back and sat around the bonfire eating chicken wings. And she said it was fucking amazing. I'm like, that sounds like a good time. I would love to do something like that. And then roast marshmallows afterward. But anyway. You have to forgive me. Ladies' time of the month, I'm thinking about food and candy. It's actually more like candy right now. Interesting enough. Yeah, like a skewer kind of thing. You know, like the metal skewers that you can put over like fires and stuff, like it won't catch fire. I'm not talking about wood skewers. Let me see. Let me Google this shit. This would be better to educate myself than just going, I don't know what it is. Yeah, like a kebab skewer kind of thing almost. That's what the guy was using. Because you know what? I always thought skewers like were just the wood type. You know? That you would make, you know, a kebab with. But no, they have the metal ones. So yep, bingo. You are right. Let me see. So I need to do, I think, Seed Vault on 400% with Bunny. On my 400% build. So there's no way in hell I want to do Mystery's End. So bad. And this one's bad too. Nope. Away I go. was gonna do a punching bag one. Oh my gosh, I can't even run. I'm running into walls. Bye, boys. You have another AFK person? Of course we do. Somebody that's playing Bunny, too. No excuse. No, or whatever the fuck your name is. These kind of people are killing the game. Just because you leave doesn't mean I'll be able to get you. I don't care that you're a level 13, you need to learn to play. I got my bitch mode on. Especially if you're wearing Bunny. Bunny's the most OP, like, for clearing 400%. Well, clearing a lot of shit, actually, but especially 400%. Like, what do? You just run around and hit a button. One button. Super easy. You don't even have to throw out skills with her. She basically has an electrical force field that damages shit around her, for those that don't play and don't know. So most of the time I don't even need to shoot my gun. Nice, good clear. Like me, I don't play, but I'll sit and I'll have to read that once I'm at the door, babe. Because it cut it off on my TV. You were saying. Thank you guys for waiting. You're so kind. Very polite. I like that. That's what I dig in the community. People that are ladies and gentlemen. Shows that you were raised with manners, and I dig that. Good stuff. Okay, now I can read. Like me, I don't play, but I sit and watch. Yep. Because you never know who's in your stream, right? It could be somebody like first time also just checking it out, like what is this game all about? I'll have different people say, like, at times come in every once in a while and say, what game are you playing? I get that on Twitch too. What game is this? So they might, you know, people might not understand the mechanics or, you know, how your character works. Like, why aren't you shooting your gun? Because that could look lazy, right? Like, you're not shooting your gun at all, but you don't need to. With her, she's got that electrical, like, force field. Just, you can see stuff falling all around me. But then there's other characters like Galay, for example. I mean, she can have some damage, like, through skill, but mostly, you know, she's a gun character, a DPS, like, shooting character, because there's some people that don't like playing skill-based, having skills thrown out. They're used to, like, you know, gunfights, so they want to play strictly gunfight. Right? They're used to, like, for example, Call of Duty, you know, or some sort of shooter game. So it feels weird for them to play skill. Somebody asked if you were on a wheel? Hold on, I gotta see this. Yep, I had one the other night. While I was on Forza, asked me my favorite game, and like, hold on, and like, when did I start playing Forza? And they asked on console or PC or controller or wheel. Interesting. How many more of these do I have to do? Yeah, so sometimes you can get people that are just tuning in, like, to your stream. And, yeah, they've never seen the game before. And to them, something caught their interest in it, you know? Other times I don't like giving out too much information.
You can't escape.
Because you don't know what they're gonna do with it. Like, yeah. Like, one time I was playing COD and some guy came in to my chat and he asked me what my settings all were. I'm like, why do you need to know that? After Modern Warfare 4. Why not before? Because you've already bought it? I don't want you quitting, to be honest, but because I know it's a game you're passionate about. But yeah, that's why I was holding off on it myself, because I'm like, I don't even know if I want to play another Call of Duty after what I've experienced. a lot of like sexual harassment, a lot of abuse. It's just, I don't like getting on a game and then like feeling like I want to rip somebody's head off and behead them in game. You know what I mean? Like I don't like that feeling. I like the feeling of cooperation than, yeah. Like I can play PvP to an extent, but when it just becomes so weird. Like my mom didn't like seeing the guy like the kid the other day trying to hold you and do something inappropriate. She thought it was an older guy, and I says, no, it's a child. But I says, older guys have done that to me, Mom. And 2 of them. Trying to initiate a situation of RAPE. And that's just not my idea of a good time. Maybe to them it's an idea of a good time, but it's not to me. Anybody being forced against their will into a situation that they don't want to be in. That's fucking disgusting. And it makes you wonder, if they think it's okay in a video game, they're gonna think it's okay in the real world. Just like they say, people that abuse animals, they could be a danger to, you know, humans too. I think it's the same thing of a video game. If they do it in a video game, there's a high chance they'll do it in real life. Yeah. Well, I'd say you don't really have problems, I don't think, too much when you're playing with other people and I'm not streaming, right? Like, things are more chill. And you don't encounter as much weirdness, right? So just going based on that, like, if we don't play together, which probably won't happen, then you shouldn't have too much problems. It's ever since you joined me that the problems got to a point where you've reached your breaking point. And I warned you. I warned you ages ago. I says, even when you said you wanted to be my boyfriend and, you know, come on stream with me and stuff too, I says, we're gonna, just for the simple fact, it's sad, but the simple fact that, you know, I now have a partner as a streamer, because I used to stream, you know, solo, single, you know, female, streaming video games. And so, like, I guess, I don't know, like, some of these people could have been in the background for all I know, and I don't, you know, I don't know any of these people, but it's weird because they come out of the woodwork, and then all of a sudden start attacking my boyfriend and I, and saying stupid shit like I should leave him. You know? Or saying to my boyfriend, you'll never have her pussy. Like, I'm just like, where did these people come from? It's gotten so bad, I'll tell you guys. It's gotten so bad that I even had a dream last night. My sleep was fragmented last night. And I had a dream that was very vague. But my boyfriend and I were splitting up in this dream. And the words I remember hearing right before I woke up, because of these people planting seeds of doubt in my head, was, I wanted you to, Jeesh, he said. Or Jeesh. And I woke up just feeling so sad. And I'm just like, this is all because motherfuckers planted seeds of doubt in my head. and my brain's trying to work it out, you know? Okay, so already on that Australian care package thing, by the way, I'm looking at. Curly Whirly. I've had that before and I love it. I think I've had Turkish Delight before. I wasn't a huge fan of that though. Crunchy, of course, you know we have, but probably the chocolate. My mom and I agree that the chocolate on Cadbury chocolate is different here than it is over in the UK, so I'm sure it's the same with Australia, that your chocolate's better than ours. It's more creamy than it is here. Yeah. I'm thinking on it. I want to see what's on offer. I want to know if there's a PvE zone in the new one. You know, like we had zombies before. PvE zombies, not this form of zombies. This form of zombies I'm not a huge fan of. I don't like round-based. If it was not round-based and it was the old format zombies, whatever that's called, I like that. That I could just go to an exfil and farm. Or there's like a farming area that I can just, you know, sort of like how in Endgame we have an area we can farm. But I'll be honest, babe, even in PvE, say if I had a PvE game, unless it had full-on private mode, that, you know, the two of you could play, the two of us. I think you said Grand Theft might have that, but again, I don't know how it if it feels the same like movements as the old Grand Theft, this previous one, Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't like the movements. At least when I was playing on the Xbox, I absolutely hated the movements. If it feels a little bit more like less stiff, I can't explain it. It's just I don't feel freedom of movement. If I could move like my character does on here or on Call of Duty, then maybe I'd like it. But something like a game that we can toggle on and off. Like on this one, I can decide whether I want to play publicly or privately. So I can go here, for example, open map, go into an area, and I can toggle this C to private. Agna Desert, private. Or I can toggle it to public and play with other folks. You know, so I can decide when and how I interact. If I want to have a private time and do the same content, or make it public and play with other folks. You know, I have that freedom. I have that control. And like when we play these PvP games, where these guys are doing all this shit, I can sometimes forget in the moment that I have fucking control. Now, they would call it rage quitting, and I don't give a fuck, but if I don't feel, you know, safe and secure, I should remember I can pull out at any time. I don't need to deal with their shit, and I can find a new lobby. Just like those people I had on my friends list that I had recently added. They were a couple, from what I remember, and I thought, oh cool, another couple. I'm gonna add them. Because I'm not expecting a couple to be, like, you know, weird or trollish. I'm expecting them to be cool people, like, you know, and, you know, we got along and we added each other as friends. I expect, like, cool, we'll be friends. Well, these people were intentionally trying to load into the lobby with my boyfriend and I with the intention of killing us. They wanted to, like, you know, kill another couple kind of thing in game. And once I realized what they were doing, which, by the way, can get you in trouble on Call of Duty, I immediately made it known in the voice chat that I was not okay with it. because I wanted documentation that what they were doing was not right. It can actually get them, it's a bannable offense. And I exited the game and I unfriended both of them. Plus, they were also being racist and homophobic in their speech after. I didn't know that they were like this, but after I had added them, after like one game, and they seemed cool, and it's a couple, so I don't think I'm gonna get hit on or, you know, something weird's gonna happen. But yeah, after I, you know, added them, and they were, you know, we bumped into them, they were talking about a match and how they were like using homophobic and racist slurs against people. And I was just like, oh man, I'm not vibing with these people. Like, you know, I don't, you know, you are what you surround yourself with too, because I hang out with people like that, then I start becoming like that, and I don't want to be like that. And that's another thing. You play enough with Call of Duty, like, you know, you start saying stupid shit. Hell, I started, in anger, I started saying stupid shit the other day. And even my boyfriend was trying to call me up on it, and I'm like, I don't care! And I'm just like, you know what? No. This ain't right. It is like you are what you start to surround yourself with. And we had also been on Endgame. So what we had been doing, we had been playing Resurgence. We bumped into them. I didn't know they were on my friends list, and I was kind of talking shit about them. We all had a laugh about it after, and I says, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you're on my friends list. I thought it was somebody else. I thought we would all let it go kind of thing. But apparently, I guess they didn't like it. So we decided to take a break from Resurgence and go to Endgame for, my partner says, an hour and a half. And then after we were finished, we were like, okay, let's go play Resurgence again after an hour and a half. And the first game we matched for, they're in our lobby. They had intentionally waited for us to queue up Resurgence again to get into our match, to start doing shit. And I said to them in that lobby, I says, nah, I'm not okay with this. I says, I'm gonna have to remove you from my friends list. They were so upset, especially the woman, when I said that. And I'm thinking, well, you should know better. You were waiting for an hour and a half to be a bitch. If you were unhappy with it, you should have been mature, pulled me to the side, pulled me into a party and say, hey, I need to talk this over. I wasn't having fun, or I wasn't okay with what you said, or whatever. You know, work through it like adults instead of being passive-aggressive. And so, yeah, I was just like, fuck this shit. Like, people are gonna add you as a friend and then do stupid shit like that. That's a fucking snake in the grass. No offense, babe. But, you know what I mean. It's like a snake in the grass, waiting to attack you. Just because I got confused, I didn't realize you were on my friends list and you were doing some nasty shit and I was calling it out. Well, obviously, when you were doing that nasty shit, you knew who you were attacking. So you kind of learn who your friends are. And the moment you see they're, like, you know, not a good person, it's best you clear yourself of their energy and let them move on. Okay, yeah. I want you to know it's not against you, but it's like an expression, like a snake in the grass, like waiting to attack, you know? But yeah, I don't know with some people. And like, I was kind of shocked, to be honest, because like I thought, oh cool, it's another couple, that they seem cool, like, you know. But yeah, what they were doing, what is it called again, babe, that they could get banned for? That they were trying to do? Like, by getting into our match. There's something. I know you like the PvP stuff, but I'm slowly and surely falling out of love with the PvP. Yeah, okay, yeah, they were trying to boosting, so getting like some free XP off of people they know, free kills off of people they know. and that's considered boosting, and it's that breaks TOS. So I was grateful that, like, not everybody knows about that. Hell, I didn't know about that. But I was grateful to find out, like, and I'm like, that's another reason to block them. So that shows that you're not in agreement with it. But yeah, I mean, I like PvP, but when it comes down to it, two things that are annoying me. Of course, what everybody complains about, including somebody amazing like Metaphor, which, by the way, he liked one of my posts that I made of his nuke that he got recently. I thought it was spectacular, especially how he took out a cheater at the very end. That was the best part. And then he fucking lit the nuke off and got his win and just nuked the whole lobby. Amazing. Good for him. Proud of him. But yeah, like I was just saying, he's my hero kind of thing in Call of Duty. One of my heroes I watch, I look up to, and try to look. Like, one thing he's talking about, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Because he's teaching, kind of, essentially, too. He's saying with cheaters, like, in some cases they can get beyond this, but he says using smokes fucks up their auto-lock on you. You know, smoke grenades? So you'll see him. I see him bouncing back and forth between stims and smokes. I think towards the end, he uses smokes. But apparently, it fucks up their auto-lock that their cheats do. To auto-lock, like, aimbot or whatever, onto people. And I'm like, oh, that is so smart. So he's kind of teaching people how to, like, try to fuck up the cheats. And I think that's great. I don't know if I can get smokes in Resurgence, but I was kind of thinking, maybe I should try this. When these fuckers do shit. Drop a smoke grenade. But anyway. So yeah, he was saying that that can fuck up their cheats. I'm like, dude, this guy's so fucking smart. You know, and I appreciate him teaching stuff like that. Because, yeah, like, why give cheaters the advantage? If we can, like, have things, tools, and under our belt that, you know, help us kind of outsmart the cheaters. Yeah, they've shot right through, that's right, they've shot right through, when you get down with Shrouded. Or when you go invisible. One guy shot me when I was downed, and using one of those, you know, invisible selfies, self-revives. So I had a double thing going on there, invisible and a smoke kind of like grenade around me from the Shrouded. Yep, Shrouded, and then the advanced self-revive. Yep, I had both of those going on, and a guy shot me right through it. And I immediately reported that fucker. I'm like, I'm gonna let them see what transpired there. Because there's no way. Especially, okay, like, I know because I've shot somebody when they were invisible with the self-revive. Because I could kind of see, like, it kind of gives you still a bit of an outline. But when you have that going on, plus the smoke hiding, there's no fucking way. You know what I mean? But yeah. That's what he said, though. Like, you'd have to tune into his streams and that and watch. He talks about it different times about how the smoke grenades, he says, at least in Battle Royale, I guess, that they can be clutch for sometimes fucking up, I guess, these auto locks of these cheats that people use. And you gotta think, he's got a lot of buddies and stuff, right? Probably even has connections to people who play professionally, so if he's sharing that information, there must be some truth to it. I would, you know, I don't think he would lie about it. I guess I'll buy 3 dice. Oh, I could buy another one. And another one. And another one. Okay, that's about it. Like, I don't know if I would necessarily entirely want to give it up, but I'm thinking on it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna buy this card. And so then everything else will be easier to earn. Crimson Eyes, that's the next thing I'm gonna buy. Gotta get 50 tokens, I'm at 20. But yeah, I want to buy all this stuff here. So I need to be on a bit more playing. A little bit of this daily. If I do it early enough in the day, I should be able to get my daily runs in, just like kind of how I'm doing it now. I can always go lay down and have, you know, a nap or whatever. Different times. But yeah, like I said, they're going to be working on replacing the roofs where I live. So it starts on Monday. So we'll see what kind of noise we have to have to deal with. If it's really bad, what I'll have to do is kind of like silent streams throughout the week, or like streams where I'm mostly on mute and then I occasionally open up my mic. Because yeah, you don't want to have streams where it's like beep 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 beep, like, you know, all this, like, you know, construction sounds in the background. But yeah, that's gonna be my next few weeks here, because they're only starting on a row of homes. So I think they're starting on the worst ones probably first. And I used to use those smoke grenades a lot to maneuver small zones. Yeah, I used to use smoke grenades like back in Ashika days. I would use it to, like, yeah, move out of tricky situations, or try to. But also I used it as a medic to, you know, throw smoke, pop a smoke, and then go, like, I would throw the smoke over the downed person, and then go into the smoke, like, laying down on my belly to revive. So those were instances where I used smoke grenades. But, I don't know. I actually might play some Call of Duty here shortly, since I'm all done this game for now. Let me see. Today's Saturday, right? Yeah. 30, 40, 50, so I need 20 more. The vendor is open. Is there anything I can buy?
When will you visit again?
30. Or storage space. Ooh, that's a hard choice. I'm going for storage slots. And I'll have to earn at least 30. Later on. Or if yeah, I don't want to play it today, because today's 400% sucks. The options, maybe tomorrow I could grind out, because I have tomorrow and Monday to try to get that. But today's like 400% are just dog poo-poo. They're not really good ones. This name belongs on Call of Duty right here. Hold on. I'll pull it up here. Where is it? Here it is. Drinking all day. Lost farmer. Yeah. Well, maybe you wouldn't be lost if you stopped drinking all day. Guess another person that was raised in a barn and not in a home. Yeah, that's definitely a COD username. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of weird ones on here too. Like, you'll get a lot of guys using a character's name. So, for example, Viessa, like my character, or Valby. Valby's Rose Toy. Or Valby's Seat. You know, just weird shit. I was actually talking to Hero, and he was asking me if I was going to buy the Call of Duties. The old ones that they just put out again or whatever, re-released, I guess. And they're on sale now, I think for like $20 each or something, I heard. But anyways, he was asking if I was going to get it, and I'm like, maybe, I don't know. But he was going through his menus, and, you know, people have these different emblems that they're creating. And I saw a dick one on Hero's stream. I was like, Hero, wait a minute, was that and then I put an eggplant emoji, and he's like, oh yeah, you'll see a lot of that on this game. Be prepared. Yep, you'll see a lot of that shit. And then I think I was on X, and they were talking about it. And they're like, you know, showing, yeah, we'll just say, you know, Germans, a certain symbol. Don't put it in the stream or anything, the title. It starts with an S, the symbol. Yeah, I was seeing that on X. They were showing that people were using that in these Call of Duties. Yep. I was just like, holy fuck, it's bad, man. People can't act civil. But yeah, that's a lot of Call of Duty culture for you. There's racism, there's sexism, there's homophobia, there's people initiating situations in the game, like taking advantage of somebody, if you know what I mean, sexually without their consent. There's a lot of real bad shit that just goes on. So it's like you get into that that toxic kind of environment, and it can, yeah, do a number on you. So like my boyfriend and I are kind of in a space of like trying to figure out like what game that we could both enjoy together, that we would both like, that we could spend time on, because it might be a case that we don't want to play Call of Duty because just the kind of people. But I have a feeling if they're stream snipers, they'll even try to get us in PvE. Or try to do annoying things in PvE. I mean, case in point, even when we play endgames, sometimes we end up with weird people following us. The other day I was playing endgame solo, and I was waiting at Oscar, and I had this feeling. I was sitting on a rooftop by Oscar, and I had this feeling to turn around, and here is a guy right at my asshole. I turned around, and as soon as I turned around, I think he wasn't expecting it, and like he quickly like backed off. But yeah, I caught him. And I'm just like, unfucking believable, dude. Where the company does nothing about it. But that's not entirely true. They do some stuff about it, but just not fast enough. Because we have got many successful reports that have went through. But one thing, I think the guy that said that you'll never get my pussy, I don't think he was ever blocked. And that's where I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend $100 and something on a video game where you're not blocking that old man that was calling me the C word when I said absolutely zilch to him. The worst I said to him, the worst I said to that guy was at the start of the mission, he was like, "That's hot." And I just kind of chuckled and I go, "What's hot?" Because that's how I heard it, right? There's gunfire and everything going on, so it's kind of hard at time to hear things, but that's what I heard. And so I said, "What's hot?" and just kind of chuckled. And then that was it. That's all I said. I didn't say, "You dumbass motherfucker," or like, you know, nothing to like initiate him calling me a cunt. The only thing I said was when his friend said that it was something along the lines like my boyfriend should take it up the butt or something like that. I'm like, actually no, he's married. Because we were running around with Mr. and Mrs., right? And I guess the old man didn't like me saying that. And he immediately went into freak out mode and called me a cunt for saying, actually no, he's married. Camp these nuts. Yeah, camp these nuts. Thank you. That's exactly what he said. Camp these nuts. Which sounded a little, you know, to me. And so I said, actually, no, he's married. And I guess old man didn't like that, and he called me a cunt. And then he went on then to proceed to tell my partner that he'll never get my pussy. I'm like, who made you God? You don't fucking know. For all we know, we could have just fucked. Not to be crude or anything, but it's true, right? We could have just been in bed together. This guy knows nothing. Like, hell, for all people know, my boyfriend and I could have already met in real life and did something, you know? People know nothing. Like, only what I choose to, you know, share. So... it's pretty crazy. I think actually I might do one more thing before I pop off here because I think the boss is gonna spawn. So I'm gonna take my Luna. Yep. And we are gonna go here to this boss and try to get some tokens if we're so blessed. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's shit like that that turns you off the game. It's like people make it more than the video game. They start to get into your personal life, and it shouldn't even be that. It should just strictly be about the game and gameplay. Their personal life is none of their, you know, their business. Your personal life is none of their business. There we go. So I don't know, it just at times it's... Oh, that's cool. I want that so bad. That's dope. I want that in real life too. I'd sit on one of those things, a hammock, and just like, yeah, read a book. Well, I mean, just like the dude asking all these personal questions to us the other day on Fortune's Keep, yeah. He was asking, like, first time meeting him, first time in our match, asking where we live, asking if you're my brother. Yeah, okay, you're my brother, running around with King and Queen. Clan tags. Asking how old we are. Yeah, I was getting creep vibes as soon as he asked how old we were. Like, what does that matter? But I sound, people say, like, 17, 18, 19, somewhere around there. But I'm actually going to be 40 in a couple months here. And it's sad, a 40-year-old playing video games. But how there's people older than me that play video games.
I've picked up a mutant material formation signal in the skies nearby.
Yeah, it's none of his business. Like, if he was, like, Canadian and we had been playing some time with him and then, Canadian asked, I would tell Canadian. Because, we formed a friendship with him. But some stranger we just met once in a Resurgence match, it's none of his business. Yeah, but a lot of people frown upon it if you're older and you play video games. They act like, oh, you haven't matured enough, but I'm like, fuck it, I like playing video games, and there's people older than me that like playing video games too. There's no, like, only these genders can play video games. There's no, only these types of people can play video games. It's, like, universal, right? I'm sure there's, like, even, like, 80-year-olds playing video games. There's gotta be somebody. Like, who's the oldest video gamer? That's something I should Google. Yeah. But people will try to put age limits on it. And say, oh, you should be grown up by now. You shouldn't be playing video games. I get that all the time. So as you get older, that's something you gotta be prepared for. People will knock you for being older and a gamer. Yeah. Yeah, or like Tactical Grandma, right? She's a very, like, famous, not YouTuber, but Twitch gamer. I think she does TikTok too or something. And, yeah, she's making a living off of it too. Making money. Good for her. But even her, like, she gets a lot of people being ageist, is what they call it. Oh, you're too old to play video games. You'll get it in no matter what you do as you get older. Like, even look at, like, in music, like Madonna, she's got still a great physique, she's in great shape for, being older. She can still sing. And people tell her, like, shit like, quit, grandma. You'll get ageism no matter what. In video games, in music, in, art. Break those boundaries, break those limits. Show people that there is no age limit. As long as you're having fun and doing what you love to do. But anyway. Three minutes, we gotta wait. Defy the stereotypes, be the change you want to see. Yep, exactly. Why is it always a guy named Jay? That's weird. Do you guys notice that? It's always a guy. First it's in Call of Duty, it's always guys named Jay. Right, babe? Can this damn thing load up already? Come on, I want to fight this boss. "27 seconds, okay, good. Okay. I gotta find some, maybe not. Yeah, nice. Yep, Call of Duty reference, yeah. Colossus, yep. There's actually many different Colossus you can fight. Alright. I gotta show you. I haven't fought one for a minute solo. There's actually one I can fight solo. Let me go back to Albion though. Can I fight it again? Hold on a minute. Can I fight it again? I can! Oh, but then, no, I already got the tokens, so never mind. I can fight it twice. I was actually just fighting it for tokens. Haha, that person a shark on their back. That's funny. Alright. Yep, there's my tokens. So what's that put me at now? 40? So I'm trying to earn something here. Where is it? Yeah, 40. So I just need 10 more, which I can get tomorrow for sure, and then I'll have Crimson Eyes. And then everything else I'll just have to slowly grind towards. Sweet. But yeah, I can show you some Colossus fights. Give me a second. I'll have to put on Freyna and her boss build. Put on bossing on her guns. Why does this say? There we go. Bossing. And I don't know if I have bossing for this. No, I don't. Okay. Alright. I'll take you guys into a Colossus boss. There's many of them. You would go to this dude here.
Have you completed preparation?
And there's like all these Colossus bosses you can fight. There is this guy, the Tormentor, who I remember being tough. But yeah, I'll just take you to an easy boss. And we'll try a private one. It's been a minute since I've done this though, so I might fall on my butt the first time. I know my boyfriend's getting naughty thoughts right now. Down, boy. Bow for the queen. Easy peasy, baby. So yeah, that's a Colossus. Yeah. It's her build. She can just fucking tank that guy. I don't know if she can do... There's other ones that are more tough. Let me see. Who else was it that you could take out with poison? Obstructor. Obstructor would be harder, or no, was it Obstructor? Let me see. Let me look through. Oh, he is toxic. He is toxic. Fire, attribute, normal, very strong. Very weak against. So any electrical one, I guess. Frostwalker. I'm trying to remember how this works. Give me a second. So we want one that would say very weak. Strong, strong, normal, strong, very strong, strong, normal, strong. So I guess there's no other ones that you can really take her through. How come I can't move this screen like over more? It won't even let me. Hold on. Yeah, it's acting weird. Here we go. Deathstalker, very strong against that. So yeah, that's the only boss that she could actually probably destroy. Dead Bride, very weak against fire. So let's try Dead Bride. Dead Bride can be a little bit of a challenge too. I haven't played her in a minute. Trying to find my fire guy. Blair. Okay. Mobbing, Ice Maiden, Spicy Meatball. I think it was Icy Maiden. But why doesn't he have a trigger module set on him? Hold on a sec, guys. They're saying Wave Eruption. So I'll equip that to him, save changes. And I have a double gold one, so that's a real blessing. We'll give this a shot. And bossing. And do I have bossing on this? No. Not on those two, okay. Well,
I am
we'll go in
analyzing the
solo,
board paradox.
which is risky, but we will try Dead Bride. Start private intercept. So you want to bring in the skill where it says very weak for each of these bosses. So this is the fire symbol, this is the electrical symbol, this is the ice symbol, and this is the toxic symbol. So meaning she could hold up really well against somebody that's using toxic, so you won't do much damage. She's also, obviously because she's made of ice, she can hold up against ice pretty decent. So it's kind of like elemental. So ice, what's it weak against? Fire, right? She's dead. So if you view it like that, it's elemental. This fire melts ice. I used to struggle with these bosses all the time until I was like kind of taught, and that was the one kind of thing that actually Grip taught me, so I'm grateful to him for that. If I didn't game with Grip, I'd probably still be bringing in, like, I don't know, a fucking bunny to that, thinking, you know, I'm gonna win the match. So I kind of like that it makes you think like that too, like elemental. You would too? What do you mean? Did I go on an easier one? Did I go on normal mode? Maybe that's why she died so fast. Hold on. Because I was getting some purple there. So, saying hard, we're gonna go in again. I want to make sure I'm showing you guys, like, the more difficult one, not an easy one. But yeah, what do you mean? I would too if I could ever play this game. Struggle against these not knowing what to do, yeah. But yeah, if you ever play it, just know it's elemental. Bring a character that has that fire, or that damage type that they're weak against. Easy. Light work. There's harder bosses though, believe me. Like, there's one called Deathstalker. I've seen and I've experienced full teams wiping with that fucker. But now they probably have, you know, people that are way better at it. Yeah, I don't know why this boss is dropping purples. It should be all fucking gold. And it was a hard mode boss, so make it make sense. I don't know. I mean, I haven't played in a minute, so I'm probably fucking rusty anyway. But yeah, there you go. Something different for today to see. But I think I'm gonna head over to Call of Duty, and I'm kind of just feeling like grinding out some weapon levels in endgame. If I can, put it on a hour token and just going ham. I want to kind of also get some levels on my axes. So I want to get that really beautiful camo that I also see Metaphor using. It looks really awesome. It's like kind of Hawaiian tropical, but like with like a blue and purple kind of tone to it. So, and there's not anything else I can do on this game anyways, really. Tomorrow, yes, I can do more shit, but not today. So, I will catch you guys over on COD in a minute here. Let me just use the restroom and stuff and get all set up. Until then, peace out, have a good day. This is where we part ways.